It's not just about taking care of Blossom. It's taking care of the world that belongs to her. And this indie survival craft will bring life to planet Mars as an adorable little robot, while her human counterparts seem long gone. Hello, wholesome friend. I'm Rockstar, and I'm glad to have you here. I'll be sharing my thoughts and comments during the first part of this video. Afterward, I'll share more demo gameplay with no commentary. Let's jump in. If you enjoy story-centric, faith-forward gaming, subscribe for more. Alright, I'm excited to hop in. I have actually played a little bit already, which is why it says resume, but I'm gonna start a new game so we can start from the very beginning. At first I played survival, but for this playthrough I think I'm gonna hit explore and maybe try to get a little bit farther than I did the first time. So I started this game a little bit early because I wanted to get a hang of it and a feel for it. I felt like it was going to be harder than what I usually play, and I was right. It is a little bit harder than what I usually play. So we are currently at 10%, and in the very beginning, we're going to stay at 10% before we actually get charged up. I think it looks really cool when, you know, you're kind of at low power stage. And we don't have a lot of power. Look at that little book bag. It's so tiny. And also look at the world around us. I actually hadn't used the zoom feature a lot, but this is what it looks like. I'll press Q to disconnect and zoom back in. So we are all charged up and we've got some information on the left, which is telling us what we need to do. Apparently we are all alone. I don't know how long we'll be all alone because I think I was in this stage for a very long time. We need to install the mining module and upgrade our book bag. This little thing glowing over here, I'm gonna look at that first. This is the control panel. So we figured out charging. We connect to the battery and then we can charge ourselves up. And also there's something to do with circuits. I actually really love the descriptions here, and it's a feature that I think really drew me to the game. It feels very poetic. I love how Blossom feels like a child, very childlike, and you want to protect her, but then there's this world that she's building. It feels very hopeful, and yeah, at the same time, the process is really slow going, but it really feels like you're doing something important, so it feels addictive in that way. But the description that is written for charging says, "It seems I can draw power from other machines. They give a little of their strength and I carry it with me, like borrowed hope." Like, that's how we're starting. Borrowed hope. Are you kidding me? I would love to borrow hope from Blossom. And then about circuits, her discovery says, I think I figured something out. If I connect these cables to matching sockets, the machines start sharing power. They talk to each other, in a way. I suppose even circuits can have company. Isn't that so sweet? It's like she's gonna be discovering life. That's kind of like her purpose here, what the humans made her for. And she's learning and almost feels like a human that's learning things, but obviously we know that she's not a human, but it's just very cute. So now that we kind of understand these circuits, we can step out of the control panel, and I'm just gonna make those connections, the exact connections that they made. It says that the battery is overcharged, which took me a while to understand. So we can connect to the battery and then walk over here to the circuit to connect to the door. The door is not open yet. Like, it doesn't open, or maybe I need to open it myself after these are all connected. But now this crafting station opens up and we have to step into the front in order to use it. There is a mining module in here. We don't need anything other than our backpack and some power. And since we have connected the circuits, we can actually make this. You can either click on this to craft or press E. I'm just gonna click on it. I will say, I wish that they had that feature or like that control more. It seems like I can't use my mouse to choose different options sometimes, which can be a little bit bothersome. So now I can upgrade my book bag. In order to upgrade my book bag, I need 3 iron ore, and now that I have the mining module, I can actually get the iron ore. I'm gonna pin this recipe. And so this is what I mean. I can't click down here and click pin recipe. I have to press R on my keyboard to actually pin it. So yeah, that's a little pain point for me. And I have a few, but the game feels really addicting, just in the sense that you're planting hope. You're creating something that feels very hopeful for the future. There's also this encryption key that they haven't said anything to us about yet, so let's just try to create a medium-sized book bag by getting some iron ore. And we'll press E to open. Boom. Now it will open all on its own. I seriously love Blossom. She's got a little smile. Do you see that? A little smile on her face. Really cute. And we press E to mine. Some things are a lot harder to mine than other things, and these rocks are literally just rocks. They don't do anything. You can't pick them up. But there are some things lying around that we will be able to pick up and will actually become useful. We don't need them yet, so I'll leave that alone. And if you can see, the backpack is already running really low on power, which is why we have to keep upgrading it. And now we can make a medium backpack. Boom. That felt huge, like the sound effect there. New entry discovered. Crafting. I didn't read all of that. So I think that's an entry into the control panel. Yes. I can craft new things with this machine. It learns as I do. Every discovery I make, it remembers. Like, we're both trying to understand this planet together. It really feels like Blossom doesn't want to be alone, you know? And then when it comes to mining, I think this module responds to the power I carry. When I activate it, it lets me mine these strange, shiny stones, each one a different color, like forgotten pieces of a world that once was. Very poetic, and I feel like at some points it can get a little bit cheesy, but I don't mind cheesy. I think more cheesy is just, it adds cuteness and character to the game, at least to Blossom herself. And then this is about iron. This will just tell us where resources typically are. So iron is found on flat ground typically. I was just thinking my power must be low because I was hearing the audio. I'm gonna have to connect from here so that I'm connected to the battery. And it charged pretty quickly all the time. Now I'll just place this back where it needs to go. Now it is telling us to craft an encryption key and insert that into the control panel, and then to deploy the printer. So things are really gonna get started now. Something that I really like about this game also is just the idea of the mystery. Like, where are the humans in this world? Where have they gone? Are we gonna see them ever again? Like, we are here all by ourselves. This little tiny robot, this adorable little robot. And she's on a mission, but she's on this mission alone. I am gonna go ahead and take both of these copper chunks, copper ore, of course, because we have enough energy. Oh, there's a very interesting little box here. I think for now I'm gonna leave that alone and try to find regolith chunks. So these are regolith chunks. They're really tiny and you don't have to break them usually. They just kind of sit around on the ground. I thought I would find another one, and I did. I don't know if we're gonna need all of them, but I am a little bit of a collector. I like to pick up extra things just in case for later, which in the past, or I should say in my past playthrough, that has come in handy because I almost lost this game. Yes, a game that has no predators, I almost lost. was dying multiple times all because I didn't understand the next directions that they were giving me in the game. It happens, it happens. So I'm gonna press R to insert the encryption key, and boom, we've got a new package. And I'm also gonna put these away into storage. So let's see what's inside. We have this printer. Oh, it just zoomed me out. Oh my gosh. You know, I was really frustrated with the building mechanics, like with construction, because if I zoom in, it's really hard to kind of see around myself. But for some reason, it zoomed me out during this section, which is actually super, super helpful. I don't know which is the front of the printer and which is the back right now. I think this is the front because if you can see, there's a little I'm gonna call it a plug because I can't remember what they call it in the game. There's a socket to plug something in right there at the front, and I want that to be facing closer to this socket that's right here on the side. So we've discovered blueprint discs and composite metal. What do we need to do next? Upgrade our backpack again and find missing blueprints. So let's try to upgrade our backpack first. Something that I struggled with survival mode is losing power very quickly. Like with everything that I've done, I actually probably would have low battery by now, but since I'm playing in explorer mode, my battery is gonna decrease a lot less, and that's honestly gonna make this playthrough a lot less stressful for me. And that's how I like playing games. I like playing games with the least amount of stress possible. So the next backpack, oh, I need sulfur ore and silica. I'm not gonna be able to do that just yet, I don't think, because silica is harder to mine. I'm gonna need silica for this mining module as well. I definitely want to get some light for when it gets dark, because when it gets dark, you really can't see anything. And I set my brightness to be a little bit higher. The first time I played the game in a darker brightness, which I think was very pretty. Did I pick up regolith? No, I did not. I picked up the right thing. So I don't know what darkness is gonna look like with the brightness being a little bit higher. And I do think when it was darker, it was just really pretty in the game, but especially for this playthrough, I would like for the brightness to be higher so that we can all see what's going on. Now, I'd also really like to have a sprint module. I don't really use sprinting, so it's not a big deal for me. What is our next goal? What's the next important thing? Installing info modules and finding missing vaults. Okay, and an info module. I actually can't see an info module yet. That doesn't seem to be up. I guess I'll have to focus on the large backpack. So I'm gonna charge up and we will start exploring. The missing vaults are these things that I saw before and I ignored. I wanted to wait until they were actually telling us to go and find them. It's a blueprint vault and we've got blueprint discs inside. We need to find 5 in total, and I'm not exactly sure where they would be. I remember that I had been getting really lost at first with them, and then later on in the game I got something that showed me exactly where they were on the map. Hopefully we will discover that together. I also love that those vaults kind of just disappear on their own. I don't have to destroy them because that would take a lot more effort. Again, I'm really glad that we've got a flashlight and this big battery and 50% more battery life than the regular version of the game, so that we can explore farther and for longer without being afraid of the nighttime. Also, I love that there are no predators in the game because, you know, usually in games when nighttime hits, you go back home, you go to sleep so that you can just hit the next day without worrying about, well, without worrying about anything coming at you and destroying your life. In this game, the only thing that destroys your life is you wasting resources and wasting your energy. And I do want to show y'all what it looks like when we run out of battery life in the game, because it does basically act like a death. It'll take a little while for us to get there, but I'm gonna try to focus on that soon. You know, while we're out here, we can pick up some more iron, because then I could get a sprint module. Oh, too close. I don't see anything of importance around here. I know it says press R to toggle the flashlight, but I don't need it right now. I think it was just telling me that so I know what to do. I think all of these are sulfur. Wait, no, that's not sulfur. This is something I haven't seen before. It's uranium. How interesting. I need a laser module for that. I am gonna go ahead and just pick up things that I know I'll need a little bit later. It's actually really dangerous for me to be traveling this far out. And now that I was just gonna say, now that I've picked up, oh no. I can't even take all of that with me. How silly. Well, I'm glad that I can kind of see the, this little tower up ahead. I think it's actually a rocket, but we'll head back. But I am gonna let Blossom, I'm gonna let her battery die so that you'll see what it looks like for her to die. Kind of wish the zoom controls were more in depth. So when I get to 10%, things are going to take a shift. I guess a bit of a scarier shift, which is pretty cool when it comes down to it. It will feel like things are hitting more of a colorless screen, as if Blossom can't really see what's going on anymore, and she's kind of glitching out too. It's very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and install these info modules and still kind of let her pass out a little bit. I'll install these. Oh, you know what? I actually need to connect the printer, I think, to actually install these blueprint discs. So we'll just wait this out a little bit. Somehow the world actually feels different from how it was the first time I played. Like I have spawned in a different place, which is really cool to note. I'm gonna let her kind of pass out a little bit further away. 3%. You see how the screen is getting kind of a vignette around itself? It's a slow fade, especially because I am playing in the certain mode. But y'all, this is what it looks like when she passes out. This is funny, my power is at 0. There we go. Aww. When I first experienced that, I was so sad to see it. It's like, oh my gosh, Blossom, I'm so sorry that I did that to you. I'll connect and get my battery up. I am gonna go ahead and connect the, why does it say not enough power to use? Oh, switch target. Well, that's helpful. I feel like there's actually so much that I didn't realize when I was first playing the game. So this is where we last died, and if we hover over it, it says Blossom unit number 4586. So that was really shocking for me. Like 4586 means there have been over 4,000 units before this one. What on earth? How many of her have there been? and she just kind of exists with broken units of herself. Now we are going to be able to break that later on, but we don't have enough knowledge to do that just yet. I actually don't need to come in here. I need to continue adding in these blueprint discs. I'm not actually sure which blueprints we got. If I use this though, we learned how to make a drill for terraforming, some power extenders and a fuel generator and a storage unit, which could be helpful. I really struggled with the fuel generator at the first time. Can I just say, I'm really glad I played a playthrough before making this video, because it would have been so embarrassing with how much I did not understand about this game. What do I need to do next? I think I am going to put away some of the things that I found. I did get some sulfur, which is great, and I can find silica on top of a mountain. That shouldn't be too hard. I'm gonna try to pick up some more iron ore while I'm out there as well, but we learned a lot of new recipes like copper wire, a pressure core, and regolith oxide rods, which of course are gonna come in handy soon. But I first need to focus on creating a larger backpack, which I'd actually like to do soon. Silica. There's some. Hopefully it won't take up too much battery power. So now we have discovered silica ore, and we should be able to upgrade our backpack. I don't see any more modules out here. Let's actually come up, see if we can find anything. So look at the sky. I find that so gorgeous that you can see all those stars. And also in the distance, there's so much to discover. I mean, like, what's that station? It looks like you could be able to communicate with something or someone far away. I definitely see another vault down there. I only see one though. Can't see anything else beyond that, just chunks of ore. I think we can make it down there, so let's try it out. All right, so what are we finding in here? This is a battery blueprint. Awesome. And now I'm like, I need to remember where I came from and go in the right direction. I do think this is a very beautiful game. It looks like nighttime is falling, which would be a really nice time to use our flashlight. You can still see quite a bit. Oh gosh, her eyes are so red right now. It makes her look a little scary. But yeah, you can turn on the light and only see really right in front of us. And I feel like it almost makes the darkness seem darker around. I'm gonna go ahead and install this disc and head inside. We've also discovered a power cell, which is cool. I need to actually pick up my silica ore, and I'm gonna turn this off because that is a lot. Did I say I needed to collect my silica? I needed to collect the sulfur. And now we've got a larger battery. Let's get charged up. And we also need to build a battery, generate power. This is the part that almost killed me, y'all, because I had no idea what I was supposed to do to actually generate power. What I did was I created these regolith oxide rods, and I also built a battery, but after that I was totally lost and my ship was, or the pod was basically dying, and Blossom died a few different times, and I had to use Blossom's battery life to charge up the printer to try to get the proper fuel generator created. So I don't know, that was a struggle for me. I kind of wished that they told me specifically not to generate power, but to build a fuel generator. That would have been pretty helpful for, I don't want to say a noob at gaming, but like a cozy gamer, kind of casual gamer. That would have been helpful. So what do we need to do next? I still need to find one more info module, but I'd actually like to see what we've unlocked at the crafting station. Yeah, so we do have the info module, and I really feel like I need that. Also this overlay module, I'd really like to get those next. And we also unlocked the power cell, which is also going to be helpful for us when we are trying to create a battery. So I need sulfur, I need copper, I need regolith, and I need silica. I need all of the things. Wonderful. We need all of the things. If I can remember this, 1 silica, 2 regolith, 1 sulfur, 1 copper, 1 of everything, except I do have regolith here. So let's just say I need 1 of everything. And we're pretty charged up, so let's head out and just pick up some things. The only thing I don't need right now is iron, but I will try to pick up 1 of everything else. Again, I think I'm gonna forget something. But again, the nice thing about regolith is that you don't actually have to break it apart. I really should be using my flashlight. It just makes everything so bright, doesn't it? And where can we find silica? I do see more of that green stuff, which I don't remember the name of. And I think that's where we found silica as well. No, I know I did find silica near some of the green stuff, but I don't think that's the right direction. Silica is usually not on the top of a mountain or at the bottom of a valley. It's kind of in between. And I want to read some of what Blossom would have said about that, because again, very poetic, very adorable in her discovery and how she logs information. I don't want to venture out too far because I don't want us to die out there. I'm just gonna play it safe, come back, put these things away, and then charge up. But I feel like I should be able to actually make something while we're here. What can we make? The info module, awesome. And the overlay, perfect. Now I am probably needing to put, what did I pick up? Copper. Okay, so I picked up copper. I need sulfur. Having a construction module would be nice too. So I'm gonna pick up another copper ore and try to find some sulfur. I keep calling the sulfur silica. Silica is blue, sulfur is yellow. I'm gonna hold on to this copper. Find another piece of copper, find another piece of sulfur. And we can press 1 to enable the power overlays, which we can see are over there. And we can't see inside of the bunker or pod right now, but that's usually where we'll see more of those power lines. I was supposed to charge up and I didn't do that. Goofy. I'm trying to tell you, if I were playing the normal survival mode, I would be dead multiple times. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to pick up sulfur, but I'm really close by to some. Let's see if we can do it. I just need one piece. So this shouldn't be too hard. Oh, it's because it's a sulfur node, I can't pick up that one. I would need to go to something smaller. Interesting. How are we doing? Whew. Just barely made it. But yeah, let's head back. Since we're so close, it's not a big deal. I have to be careful to not waste power. And we'll need to do something about this, baby. It really does feel sad that Blossom has to kind of be around her dead batteried self. Like, what? Anyway, let me get charged. I treat this like it's nothing, like it doesn't matter. I really do need to stay charged up. And we can make the power cell as well as the construction module. So let's first use the construction module. I think we can step over here and deconstruct now. So we won't have to see the Blossom unit anymore, but this has popped up, RIP number 4586. And I can destroy this as well. I don't have to keep it there, but I am gonna leave it. There was this box over here that was holding the printer, and I'm gonna delete this as well, or deconstruct it. Now I can use this to build a battery and generate power. Or I thought I could, oh, there we go. Okay, so where do I want this battery? Honestly, to me, it doesn't matter that much, but I'm gonna place it right there. Could be helpful. I don't actually know how best to use batteries in the game just yet. There's a lot that I still need to figure out, and I really want to find this last vault. Install info module version 2. So I installed version 1 apparently. Version 2 needs iron ore, which we have sitting around. Isn't that nice? Oops, I need to pick those both up. I'm learning to use tab. And we can get info module version 2. Now, what does that do for us? I'm gonna go to the control panel and see if we've learned anything new. Blueprint discs can be installed on the back of the printer. They teach it to build new machines, each one a small step toward turning this planet green again. I do think the story or chatter about like turning the planet green again is weird because Mars never had life on it. But maybe Blossom sees the planet as something that died. Maybe Blossom thinks she's on Earth. Lore? I don't know. Okay, so a compass. The compass helps me find my way. It even remembers where I've fallen before. My old bodies, silent markers of mistakes I survived. Mistakes she survived. Because yes, she is a survivor. She just will be rebuilt with a lesser amount of battery life. And I am grateful that we have the compass now because it will also show us where we can find more vaults. For construction, this module lets me reshape what I build. I can deconstruct, move, and rotate machines as I need. Materials return, but the power spent never does. Some choices still have weight. There's a lot we can learn from Blossom, just simple little reminders. So this planet has nights. Darkness falls, even here. I'm glad I have lights, a small defiance against the void. Okay, so darkness falls even here, so maybe Blossom does know about Earth. I don't remember life ever being on Mars, but it could just be a little blip, a little oversight. And with the power overlay, with this, I can see every circuit, each one glowing in its own color. It's like the machines are speaking, and I'm finally learning how to listen. Again, just that idea of Blossom not necessarily wanting to be alone. She's kind of making friends with the machines that are around her. So these are all of the resources that we have found so far. And again, it will just tell us where we can find them, which is really helpful information. What needs to happen next is that we find that, which is in that direction, and it's not very far. I think we can head over there without fussing about our battery life. And then we can get back into generating power. Part of me wonders if I should have checked what I needed to generate power before I ran out here so that I could be collecting resources, but look, I think running around is just part of the game. It's part of the grind, and it's pretty enjoyable to just run around and see what's out here. Yeah, this is such a cool spaceship, but interestingly enough, I can only go inside this small pod on the outside. I wonder if we'll ever be able to do something else with it. And quite frankly, in one of the videos, I did see that this module got powered up to go up into the sky, so maybe that's further on into the game. I'm not sure. I just went inside instead of going to the printer. Okay, wonderful. We discovered glass. Now I've already made a battery. What I need to do next is create this fuel generator, which requires composite metal and copper wire. So obviously I'm gonna need copper. With the game, I can't pin multiple recipes, and like there's not a notebook that I can use. Maybe that's just at this early stage of the game that I can't use a notebook. Maybe I'll get one later on. Composite metal, check. And copper wire, check. Now we can do some more building and create a fuel generator. And we'll also need regolith pods. I want to place this at the back. Wish I could turn. Can't turn my camera. And I also want to find where the plug is. There we go. So it can face the back of the pod. And I can connect that to the pod to charge the batteries that are inside. Unless I'm more so supposed to charge the battery, not like the pod's battery, but this battery out here. I think everything shares power anyway, so it doesn't really matter where the connection starts. I am gonna go ahead and connect this. Oh, and also charge myself up because I needed that. And find some more regolith ores or chunks, or I call them chunks. We'll need 2 more so that we can start generating power and then move forward to whatever result is next. So this is actually just about as far as I got in my own demo gameplay because I was seriously struggling so hard to figure out what I needed to do. I hope this becomes easier to find, or I guess I figure out an easier way to find regolith. It's such an interesting word as well. Like, I don't know. I've never heard of that on Earth. I'm not a sciencey girl, so I don't know about a lot of that stuff. But obviously I've heard of iron and sulfur and silica. I haven't heard of regolith. Oh, is this a large chunk of regolith? That's awesome. And I would need a laser module to grab that. I'm gonna pick up a lot of these because it could be helpful. I'm just gonna store them. Now, where did I come from? There we go, there's home. But soon, I feel like we would be able to call this whole planet home. Oh, I don't want to jump into that big crater. We'll have to go around. Planet is so cool. Like, looking at it from a larger perspective, it's just very interesting how it feels realistically Mars. This is probably what Mars actually could be like, except for all of the pieces of ore sticking out of the ground. Maybe that is realistic. I've never studied Mars. Okay, so now we will craft these regolith oxide rods, and I'm just gonna make one actually, and then put the rest of what I have away. Oh, no, not that one. Ugh. And we can throw this in. and we will be generating power. So it says here that all batteries are full, but when I connect this battery into here, it should start to generate power in there. Perfect. And now we can move forward. Okay, so we need to deploy a drill and a second drill and disperse the fog and the dust storms. Now, what do I need to deploy a drill? Let's see. Drills take pressure cores and composite metal. Composite metal, I think I remember, is just iron, but I don't know what you need to build a pressure core, so let's figure that out. Pressure cores require sulfur and silica. I'm gonna need double of everything. Oh, composite metal is iron ore and regolith chunks. I'm glad I got 4 of them. Look at all of these little modules on top of the book bag also. That just tells me that we have gotten, well, lots of upgrades for Blossom. I think I will place this outside. I was thinking about placing it inside. How do I, wait, I think this would make it face outward. I'm not sure. I can always move it. Okay, it's facing the right way. Perfect. I'm gonna put this iron in there. And we need more iron and silica and sulfur. This is gonna take a lot of battery. All right, let's head back, get charged up, and put some of these things away so that I can go and find some sulfur. We need 2 pieces of sulfur, and when I do find sulfur, I think I'd like to pick up some extra pieces. Oh, didn't mean to turn around like that. Do a little dance. Oh man, I actually wish it would be so cute if Blossom could do a little dance at some point in the game. I think I'd also like another mining module so that we can mine a little bit faster. Lots of sulfur for our collection, and we'll probably need more storage too, since I'm picking up so many resources. So pressure core requires the sulfur and the silica. Awesome. And I'm gonna need another one, of course. Okay, now I've got a bunch of stuff on my back. We'll do 2 drills, of course. How big are they? Oh, there we go. Now we can see it. I want this drill kind of... Oh, I can't place it here. Oh, man. This could be a good spot. Okay, E to confirm. Perf. And I think I will actually just place the second one right there in this empty space. Again, I can always move it. I want that power to be facing in the right direction. So this is a perfect spot. For now, at least. And I need to get these connected. What I would love to do is maybe print some new information like these power extenders. That would be really helpful. And of course I need more composite metal to do that. Oh my goodness, there's so many things. Where'd it go? This power extender, I feel like it could be useful back here. I guess we're just gonna have to pull cords all over the place. I'm gonna place it here and get some things connected. and plug this side right over here to this big old drill, which now has a power connection. How much does it need? Has it already started? Wow. All right, there it goes. And I can try to connect this one all the way over there. Feels really far off. And I'm wondering if we have enough power. How are you doing, buddy? All right. I think we're good, but it says that it's cooling down. But I think we're good for now. So what have we done? We're dispersing the fog and the dust storms. Only 4% done. We need to deploy a terraform analyzer and acquire a blueprint from the terraform analyzer. Lots of things. But I actually feel really satisfied with what we've done so far. So friends, that is all that I have to say for now. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit like if you enjoy this content and subscribe for more. Now let's get into some cozy, no commentary gameplay.